Chandrachud, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Well, when Bengal is on the boil at this point in time, what do you make of Mamata Banerjee? And, some of the things that she said publicly as well as on social media that don't really fit in, with the kind of mood and the somberness, that West Bengal, or rather TMC or her government, should be exuding at this point in time.
Yeah, Vinith, you are right. I mean, the words that she pronounced yesterday in a meeting of the student organization of the ruling party, the Trinamool Chhatra Parishad, they are deplorable. And they reflect a certain desperation. And it's understandable to an extent because she is facing a situation has arisen in Kolkata and throughout Bengal. That has not happened in many decades. The state is seeing a widespread uprising the expression of popular discontent, cutting across political parties, cutting across sections of the society, where people have taken to the streets. And it is more than 2 weeks that people have been on the streets protesting, standing beside the doctors who have been on strike. Now, I mean, this anger is a culmination of the anger that has been building up over the last probably 7, 8 years in response to a systemic corruption. People have been noticing, the huge amount of corruption in education, in public distribution system, and the worst of all probably was the revelation that took place at the beginning of this year in Sandeshkhal. It's not being discussed too much now, but whatever came out was a pure horror story. So, the first response of the state government has, in all these cases, been that of a denial, rather than an approach to fix the system, to catch the culprits and to punish those who are responsible. It has been that of a denial and accusation towards the central government of conspiracy to destabilize the government. So there's a certain amount of paranoia that is visible, that has been visible throughout this period. And that's not gone down well with the people. Now, this incident that happened in RG Kaur Medical College, it has shaken the collective conscience of the society to such an extent. There is always a tipping point, and probably this was the tipping point which has brought out an unified protest. Political parties are playing their roles. They will, of course, they will do that. It is their responsibility. It is their function. They will do that. But other than political parties, there has been, I won't say an apolitical or non-political, because people are protesting against the state government. They are calling for people's resignation. They are criticizing in no uncertain terms. There is no couching in sophisticated language to bring down people who have been trying to hush up the whole thing. And there are plenty of indicators in the public domain now, visible to everybody who is keeping an eye on what is going on, that there has been a very, very systemic effort to cover up this whole incident, which is not an isolated incident, but probably is a result of, it's strongly linked to systemic corruption in the healthcare sector. I mean, it was very shocking to see the state's chief minister coming out in defense of the principal of the college, who had resigned, and she is almost consoling that the poor chap had to resign, so we have to take care of him, and so we have transferred him to another college, rather than taking strong measures, harsh steps. What became visible to people was that this attempt to cover up, to protect people who have been responsible. And from the beginning, after the 9th, the amount of information that has come out in the public domain has made it very clear that this is not an isolated crime. It is linked to the systemic corruption in the healthcare sector. And just as has happened in other sectors, in education and in public distribution system, land and everything, people have responded to an unprecedented level in this case. And it doesn't look like it's going to die down anytime soon. So we are expecting that both the state government and the central government, the central agencies too. The CBI has been involved, has been appointed by the courts, by the High Court, and the Supreme Court has taken suo motu notice. But the previous record of the CBI has not been very bright. I hope that the CBI does perform its responsibilities this time and brings a closure. The closure has been missing in a number of high-profile corruption cases, which are still lingering on, and people are extremely angry about it. So there is a lot of anger all around. There is a lot of, annoyance in the people of the mind, in the mind of the people, and it's not going to go away anytime soon.
Good points there. Well, Chandrachud, is the legacy at risk here? And what can a chief minister do to restore it, or to contain it, or to maintain it, despite all the odds that she's facing?
Well, it is not going to be an easy task, because the downward slope has been going on for far too long. And if I might simplify, if the Bengal Renaissance was the peak of Bengali culture, probably we are at the bottom point. And to turn around from there is going to take a humongous effort from all well-wishers of Bengal and Bengali people, because there is a lot of anger within the state who realize now that the lack of jobs are biting. Those who are with skills and talent, they are leaving the state. And within the state, there is very little to do. And that's why the culture of, these phrases have now become famous across the country, of cut money, taking shares of stealing money from the central projects and everything. It's just somehow maintaining a cadre base with the help of that, and with barrage of corruption charges coming even from the central government, where they have stopped funding central projects. So it's a matter of shame. People are realizing it. And while there is anger building up in one section of the educated society, on the other hand, there is an anger building up against the central government because of the political messaging that is being done by the ruling party within the state. So it's unfortunately, it's a state of conflict that we are seeing within the state. And this has to change. This has to change. Statesmanship has to take over mere political self-interest, short-term interest. And that has to come both from the chief minister and the central government. There has to be a collaborative effort. But that is a very, very difficult task as it looks right now. I don't know how far that is going to be possible. And things don't look too bright. I mean, I am not a pessimist, but being a realist, things don't look too bright. And this is going down the path of confrontation. This is not going down the path of collaboration.
Chandrachud, what about the Bangladesh threat? There is also considered to be some sort of a spillover that could impact, the not only the image but the status of West Bengal in terms of its security and law and order.
Absolutely, Vinit. And as a man said, that Bengal being a border state and with huge security implications, one can keep talking about the security threats that have been building up over a period of time. But a few weeks ago, Bangladesh has seen a revolution, a turmoil, complete change in political structure. And there is a spillover. There is always an expectation, a threat of spillover of that disturbance into the bordering state, into the bordering country. There will be refugees, there will be other kind of infiltrations, and there is a huge security aspect of this. And in that situation, if the head of a province stands up and starts issuing threats about destabilizing the Northeast, the Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, and burning the state, and all these kind of very inflammatory rhetoric, then it creates a further destabilizing situation, and that's not wise statesmanship at all. That's Absolutely. Very immature. That's very paranoid kind of politics.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.